Winter, Thandi, it's that time of the year where the fashion rules change up completely. And that's why Beer Biceps is bringing you the top 12 winter clothing tips for men in India. So let's go. Tip number 1, give priority to sober, elegant colors. We're talking black, brown, grey, navy blue and olive green. If you want to take it a little bit further, maybe you can go for a maroon, but I wouldn't even go that far. Why? Because good winter clothing is usually slightly expensive. You want to save on the money and you want to buy versatile options. If we're talking versatile, we're talking about sober colors like I just spoke about. Tip number 2, the biggest style mistakes that Indian bros make during the winter is that they either go for overly bulky clothes or they go for clothes that don't fit perfectly. Bulky jackets, especially during the winter time, are meant for bitter cold weather, something that we fortunately don't really have in India. And to be honest, bulky jackets make you look shorter, fatter and just not that stylish unless you're in a cold country and you have the physique to pull it off. So ideally try going for slightly thinner jackets, and if they're not serving the practical purpose of keeping you warm, then try layering your clothes. That's one way to get away with it. And as for talking about fit, the downside to shopping for winter clothing in India is that there are very fixed sizes and you don't get that much variety in terms of size. So ideally try buying a jacket that ends exactly at your wrist. If it ends beyond your wrist or too high above your wrist, that means it's the wrong size for you. Now if the jacket ends exactly at your wrist and if you zip it up, it's slightly tighter than you'd like, that's still alright. Remember, jackets are expensive pieces of clothing, and rather than going for a slightly looser jacket that won't fit you correct on the wrist and won't look stylish, you'd rather go for a jacket that's slightly tight when you zip it up. Just avoid zipping it up, and to keep yourself warm, use layered clothing once again. Tip number 3, winter clothing is slightly expensive, so you shouldn't buy too many jackets in the first place, in my opinion. If you want to pick out one piece of clothing, buy a very smart black jacket. Why do I say that? Because it's the most versatile piece of clothing that you can buy for yourself in winter. You can pair it up with colored t-shirts, you can pair it up with plain t-shirts, and you can even pair it up with a shirt. That's the number 1 piece of clothing you should own in winter as a guy. You can go for a leather jacket, you can go for a synthetic jacket that looks good. If you want to be a little more adventurous, you can go for a leather jacket with those fancy collars, a biker's jacket. I'm personally not a huge fan of it, but if you believe that you can pull it off, why not? Next tip, cottons are for summers, denims are for winters. Buy yourself a blue pair of jeans, buy yourself a black pair of jeans, and these 2 pairs are gonna go well with any winter outfit. You can pair them with hoodies, with jackets, with absolutely anything in the book. Now denims might work for most casual occasions, but if you're going for a formal occasion, you might not be able to wear denim jeans. Instead of denim jeans, go for chinos, go for formal pants, or go for woolen pants. If your pants aren't keeping you warm enough, then you can wear thermal clothes inside your pants and that'll do the trick. Tip number 5, we're talking about footwear. Jackets in general are slightly formal, slightly semi-formal, so you want to match your footwear to your winter clothing. We're talking about leather boots. Brown leather boots go fantastic with jeans. That's a classic combination that'll go with almost any winter outfit. If you're going for a formal occasion, wear black leather shoes, or you can even wear brogues. That's a fantastic brown colored shoe option for almost any outfit. If you're someone who likes wearing casual shoes, unfortunately they're only going to go with a few jackets and maybe a hoodie. So if you're wearing a casual hoodie or a casual jacket, that's when you might be able to get away with, say, wearing white sneakers. That'll look great. Tip number 6, we've got to talk about jackets. This year and probably till a few more years from now, bomber jackets are going to be extremely in. Bomber jackets are those jackets similar to the jackets worn by the US fighter pilots. They usually have a little bit of trim around the neck, around the base and around the wrists. They look extremely stylish, and to be honest, even though it's a trend, I do feel that it's kind of like an evergreen fashion. Once again, they're slightly on the expensive side, so you want to buy limited color options. You can go for a black jacket, how I showed you all in the beginning of the video, or you can also go for a very smart navy blue jacket, like in this case, another extremely versatile color. Remember, go for those same sober base colors I spoke talk about. Now, I also believe that you shouldn't go too jazzy with the patterns on the jacket, but if you want to add a little bit more personality to the jacket, you can go for the patterns like I've shown you all in this navy blue jacket. Those little patterns on that piece of clothing just amp up its personality. If you feel that you'll be able to pull off that design, then go for that, but also keep in mind, don't wear a jacket with too many patterns, too many designs, too many intricate things going on in it. Okay, so next we got to talk about layering essentials. We're talking about a white t-shirt and a black t-shirt. Doesn't really matter if it's a round neck or a v-neck, but it does matter that you have it in your closet, primarily because you'll be able to wear this in summer as well. The only rule you've got to follow while layering your clothing is that you don't want to go for other colors other than black or white. Maybe you can go for grey, but nothing beyond that, not even navy blue. You can pair it with hoodies, you can pair it with jackets, and above all, you can pair it with a shirt for that classic, elegant, formal winter look. Tip number 8, that's exactly what we're talking about, the formal winter look. If you're going to wear a shirt in the winter, ideally try layering it with a white t-shirt or a black t-shirt inside. And also keep in mind, if you're entering someone's house, first ask if you can take off your jacket and keep it somewhere. If they don't have a stand for jackets, then when you're sitting down for dinner, place your jacket on the chair and then sit for dinner. Also keep in mind, very importantly, if you're gonna pair a shirt with a jacket, it's gotta be a more formal looking jacket. Once again, go for a plain black jacket. And also very crucial, if you're pairing a shirt with a jacket, you've got to tuck your shirt into your pants. Remember that. Tip number 9, sweaters and woolen clothing.
Beta, sweater pehno.
Few ground rules, very simple colors, not too many patterns, just one base color and maybe one other color other than the base color. Like in this case, base color olive green, the other color is white on the logo, and there's just this element of black on the sweater. Very simple, very elegant. Most bros go wrong by wearing patterned sweaters, patterned woolen clothing. Just keep it simple, but also keep in mind, woolen clothing is very difficult to take care of. You can't hang it up in your cupboard. You gotta fold it up, keep it inside your cupboard. You can't wash it yourself. Ideally, you gotta dry clean it at the beginning of winter and at the end of winter. Also gotta keep mothballs with your sweater, and you can't keep your sweater in a very cramped area. You gotta give that material a little room to breathe, and in case it gets stained, God forbid, then only dab it with a little bit of cold water and a little bit of club soda. That'll do the trick. Ideally, I'm not suggesting that you guys go and buy yourself too many sweaters. They're very difficult to take care of, but they do look extremely stylish. Next up, we're talking about hoodies. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of wearing hoodies by themselves. They're a very casual piece of clothing. They make you look very boyish. They're meant for teenagers. What you can do is that you can layer your hoodie with a t-shirt to make it look a little bit more stylish, or even better, layer your hoodie with a jacket if you're in extremely cold weather. The combination of the two makes the outfit look much more mature, but also keep in mind, very importantly, go for sober colors when you're choosing hoodies, and try buying a hoodie that can open up from the middle, not those hoodies that you wear and then you can't open it up. Tip number 11, we're talking about accessories, primarily meant for very cold weather, so it doesn't really apply to India. But if you gotta wear accessories, keep these rules in mind. Don't wear monkey caps. You're not an uncle, and neither are you a 6-year-old child. Go for skull caps instead. They look much more sober, much more elegant. Once again, go for sober colors. And the final rule you got to keep in mind is the rule of scarves. Yes, they look very elegant, can completely elevate your outfit, can add a lot of personality to your outfit, but they do make you look shorter irrespective of the kind of scarf you're wearing. It makes your neck look thicker. I wouldn't suggest that you go and buy yourself a scarf if you're a shorter bro, but if you believe that you can pull it off, then be my guest. And finally, moving on to tip number 12, we're talking about a very simple point, watches and belts. Very simple rule, go for brown. The color brown, any shade of it is a warm tone. If you pay attention to details like this, remember, if you wear like a brown watch, a brown belt, brown shoes, it increases the warmth of your overall outfit, and that contrasts well with the mood of winter. That's why it'll look fantastic. Obviously, if you don't have a brown watch or if you don't have a brown belt, you can wear a black watch or a black belt, but just try matching the color of your shoes to the color of your belt. Either way, guys, that was the video for today. This was Beer Biceps special for the North Indian BB Army. If you enjoyed it, make sure you give it a thumbs up. More on men's fashion, click on that playlist. More on men's grooming, click on that playlist. Hit this yellow circle to subscribe to Beer Biceps, and we'll see you later.